Welcome to Surface. Surface is your high-performance, salon-exclusive hair care and skincare that completely respect personal health and the earth. My name is Kelly, and I'm going to be sharing with you the Disconnect cut from our men's core cutting system. There's two other cuts, a fade and a crop, and our trends bounce off of these cuts every year. So we're going to stick with a core cut. Before we start this cut, we want to keep a couple things in mind. There are three principles. One is always cut in the direction that you want the hair to move. Number two, cut with the end result in mind. And number three, short hair pushes long hair away. The tools that we're going to be using is our TK2 comb with our first finger on top, thumb on bottom. This allows us to have complete control of the comb as we use our scissors or razor over top of the comb. We're going to be working with our 7-inch swivel shear. This allows us to easily cut in direction that we want the hair to move, and it's easy on our wrist and our arm and our body. Then we're going to be using our Surface razor with a silica blade that conditions the hair as we cut it for a nice soft edge. We're going to be following our roadmap. For all of our core cuts, we use the Surface roadmap. As you can see, the sectionings of the hair, of the head that we work with. This one is quite easy. We're going to section out the green and the black zone here on top. That's going to be our disconnect where we create our layering. And the blue and the red zones are where we're going to determine our length, and those will just all blend together nicely. I've prepped our model with our men's shampoo and body wash. And as our cutting lotion, we're going to be using the Surface Repair Tonic Spray throughout the hair. And we're going to be starting with our swivel shears, our 7-inch swivel shears. And remember, I'm going to keep the green and the black zone out of our way, so as I go, I'm going to part out our side ridge and comb it out of the way. Now the sides are going to be length desired to your guess. And we're going to come in with our shears right here, and this is going to determine our length for the sides and throughout the back. So we want to take them pretty short because we want a nice disconnect from the top. And we're doing shear over comb. We'll come up and clean up around the ears after we get this all neatly cut. So we have our determined length, and we're just going to work around the ear here. Chart our mannequin head. Remember, our fingers on top, our thumb on bottom as we work the comb really allows us to keep complete control of where we are tapering and fading in. Working that guide all the way around the mannequin. Remembering watching when you get up to that green and black zone because we want to maintain that length. So we're going to keep pushing that hair out of the way. You can hear on the side, we're doing great. Shattering, shattering. After we get this length around the sides and the back, we're going to come in and do a dusting technique with our razor. And I'm going to show you that here in a second. We're coming across to the side. I'm going to part out this side ridge and push it over. Keep it all out of our way. Start blending right here around the ear. over the ear. And then we're going to go right here on the face. Same technique. First finger on top of the comb, your thumb on the bottom just allows you to really have control of your blending and your tapering in here. Remember, we're going to come up and clean up around the ear. Skip this little part at the end. Okay, so let's put our shears away, and now we're going to work with our razor here on top. And what I'm going to do is comb this part forward, our black and green zone, but I'm going to cut in the direction that I want it to lay. And I kind of want this to go back into the side a little bit. That's the look that we're going for. So my sectioning is going to be working across the top. And I want to keep this quite long because that's the effect of this cut. I'm going to come in with a razor and I'm going to shatter our line back in our desired length. Working across the green zone to the black zone, and using the razor is just going to make that have a nice soft edge. Work that all the way across. Sometimes you have to do it in two sections, the green and black zone as you're working, and that's fine. Just depends on how much you are able to work with. A couple more sections here. Want this to go back, so I'm cutting it back, blending the next section behind it with it. Our last section here, shattering that line back. So I'm going to comb this the way that I want it to lay back into the side. And next we're going to do a zero blend around the perimeter. So this is an invisible line, an invisible layer around the whole perimeter that when growing out, it just helps maintain the quality of the haircut. So I'm going to pick this up, put the razor back to the edge, and slightly shatter up. And this is just a tad bit of hair. There's not too much. You're not taking a big chunk out. This is, like I said, a zero blend, invisible line all the way around. Razor to the back and shatter it up. This is where little things don't mean a lot. They mean everything, as Wayne would say. It makes that line so it's not so harsh when it falls. We're going to work this last side, spin them around. Razor to the back, lightly shatter. This heavy line right here, just lightly shatter up. And our last section here, back of the razor and lightly up. I'm constantly combing the direction that I want this top to lay. And now that I'm still have my razor, I'm going to come in and dust the edges. And this is razor over comb. And this is what I'm talking about that makes the ends nice and soft and real easy for this haircut to grow out and still be maintainable. So I'm going to actually shatter away from the face. So you come in with your comb on an angle and lightly dust the edges. And we're going to work this all the way around the head. Just as another thing that separates you in your haircut from somebody next to you is finding a technique that makes you stand out, but also is a great technique for your haircut. Just lightly dusting these ends creates a nice soft edge to this haircut. Same thing here on the side. I'm going to dust away from the face, so I'm going to come in this way. Dusting away. Alright, now we just need to come in and clean up around the ears. We're going to go back to our 7-inch swivel shears, excuse me. Now if we had an actual live person, this would be a little bit easier and it would lay a little bit nicer. So I'm going to comb this down. Actually, let's get our top section out of the way. And we're going to come in and go right around the eye. You would come in with your swivel shears up around the ear. If their ear moved, you could use the comb and actually move their ear out of the way and create a nice sharp line around the ear. We're going to do the same here on the other side. Now the swivel shear really allows me to work in the direction that you want the hair to move, and is so much easier on the angles of your body to work with. Same thing, you could pull the ear out of the way. We're going to come up right over the ear. Right here on the sideburn. Okay, and then we have our neckline to clean up. So we're going to come back with our razor. On a normal guess, I would use the shave cream, lather a little bit in my hands, and apply it to their neckline to make a nice clean shave on a mannequin. That quite doesn't matter. It doesn't really help us at all, and they have a perfectly shaped neckline. If they had a more wide neckline, we'd want to create it to look more narrow, so we taper in the sides a little bit with our razor. And if they had a narrow neckline, we would want to keep that line a little bit more full. So on a mannequin, which they have a perfect neckline, we're going to still keep it kind of full and just clean up around the edges. With the razor is a great, nice, clean shave for your necklines. I really encourage you to use the razor if you aren't. nice soft edge for your neckline. Okay, so just a quick recap on the disconnect and what we did. We did a nice blend of our sides and back to the length desired, and then our top we did our length and we cut in the direction that we wanted this disconnect to lay, so back into the side just a little bit. We went in and we did our zero blend around the perimeter. We came and cleaned back up around the ears and the neckline. And now for styling, I choose to use Surface Styling Mud. This is our styling product of choice. And this has flax and bamboo, which allows us to have a nice, strong, yet matte finish. So I'm going to get some of that out. Emulsify it in my hands. It's great to really teach your client how to use our styling products. And I'm going to come in and work it through this top. And hold down our sides here. And this is easy just to do with finger styling for this cut. We're going to pull it back into the side a little bit. And he has different options to have fun with this top if you wanted to push it the other way or have a bang that kind of came down in front. There's so many different options to have fun with our styling products of the men's line also. So this was your disconnect cut from the Men's Core Cutting DVD. My name's Kelly and I'm from Surface, and thank you so much for your time, and watch for our trends as they come out every year that just add on to more fun that you can have with these core cuts. Thanks again.